evening. Hi. Evening to us. This is the
That's
podcast
right.
that we're doing.
You're only listening if you're like, we're
This
gaslighting.
one's for us.
We're gaslighting right now. It's night. It's nighttime. I don't care where you are, what you're doing. It's nighttime. Shut up about it.
It's
I
true.
promise you.
Uh, this is a video game and tech and movie and other thing inspired podcast. It's called Unscripted Gaming. Hello. We have
Whoa.
new
Wow, this is the most unscripted intro we've ever done.
My
right.
name is Josh.
Right.
Fuck. Oh.
Oh shit! Wait, no, that's I'm Mike. Wait.
I'm still Ray.
Oh no.
Shockingly.
Oh no.
So
Scratch
I
that.
want to talk
Reverse
about.
it. I'm Mike. He's Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh. Welcome.
Hi, Ray. Go ahead.
Let's talk about some games that we're playing. Then I want to yeah. So, that game I brought up last time we talked, Guns of Fury. Um, Played it, beat it, uh, loved it. I contacted the developers on Blue Sky, let them know I really liked it, and it's fun. It's very much what it says in the tin. It is Metal Slug, but a Metroidvania. That's the game. Absolute
go.
cinema. What more
I
do
see
you
the
want?
vision. Sold.
I do need
And
to
I
pick that up
downloaded it.
soon.
For $10, it was definitely worth it. It took me like 11 hours to beat the game. Some parts of it I felt a little long in the tooth. It does it commits the Metroidvania sin of sometimes you need a specific item and it will be on the other ass end of the map and there's nothing you could have done to make that easier to get. I will forever bring up in Metroid Prime 3 when you get a communication when you pick up an item, and when you go to a door, you're like, "Oh, the key to that door is on another planet." Yeah, like the game tells you that, and I'm like, I can't believe it's
The
right.
Can't
audacity.
believe you've done this.
True audacity.
It commits one of those sins. Anyways, good game. I downloaded a new game through recommendation. It's called Wall World. Because Wall World recently got a sequel made by some indie devs. Name I forget. It is a roguelike game where you're in a dystopian world where there is a massive, multi-mile high wall and several hundreds of miles wide and several like dozens and dozens of miles tall. You don't know how tall it is and you don't know how wide it is because no one in this future has ever gone to either end of it. So the wall is your world. Um and what you do is you're in a little mechanical suit. It's a pixel art game. The mechanical suit looks a lot like a dead ringer for Isaac from Dead Space. I really think that was the inspiration of it.
Yeah.
And you are just mining. You're mining and getting little gems to upgrade your giant mechanical spider, which goes up and down the wall. Now, it's a roguelike game, so you're gonna die because you're constantly being attacked by enemies, flying enemies, enemies that are scaling up and down the wall, and all you have is a small little inaccurate machine gun to fend off the enemies. And the game is about, hey, try to see if you can ever get to the very top of the wall, see what happens. That's the game. I've been playing that on and off because it's a little game I want to play in between the classes I take for school right now because I am also back in school, and it's a fun distraction. I'm enjoying that so far. That's the game I've been playing.
Right
Uh,
on.
Nice.
Mike, what games you been playing besides Marvel Rivals? Because I assume you've been playing a
Well,
lot of Marvel Rivals.
I have. I'll leave the big piece of that to Josh. I've been enjoying Marvel Rivals. I think that they've done there's something
Mike.
like there's a new skin or something like a new event going on each week. I think they've done a good job of like always having like some little thing you can do in there. Yeah, I don't know. I really like it. It's really scratching like the team shooter itch for me, and I like also a big comic fan. I'm just like it all kind of works for me. Just I remember it being on my radar, like when they first announced it. I was like, yeah, I kind of see the concept, but I feel like this, with how I've enjoyed the kind of first season after launch, I'm like, okay, I think they've got some really good like staying power kind of ideas and just like events and how they roll all the stuff out. Like they're doing a really good job, like keeping it always feeling like there's something going on, which is cool. I've also been playing this game called Nubby's Number Factory. And it's a great game because it's like Peggle, which might be one of the greatest video games ever created that no one ever talks about. Where basically it's, hey, what if Peggle was Balatro, but it looked like what you thought computers would look like in 1999 when you were
So
when it
basically,
was 1995.
if the pinball game from '98 was the pinnacle of video games,
Mhm.
and it never progressed from there.
Exactly, and
Man,
that's exact.
Microsoft's Cosmic Pinball, that game.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Guy in the little flying saucer. Yeah.
Millennial all-timer game right there, for sure. So it has a kind of a that kind of 90s like I feel like I'm trying to think of the exact like aesthetic it is shooting for. But it just has some. It is. I'll like the vibe. I'm ready for like the early 3D asset kind of. The same way like pixel art had kind of a has had its moment in terms of like the indie scenes. I'm ready for like the shitty PlayStation 1 graphic indie revival. You know what I mean?
They're polygons, but good.
Right, exactly. Back when the polygons were good and not bad.
I need you, if you are looking for that exists, that there are plenty of free itch.io games that you could play.
Yeah,
Because that's like all students make in games.
Yeah, exactly. Like I want that. That's the stuff I want. Give me that. If anything, it kind of reminds me like, hey, when's the new what's the name of that? Oh, I forget it now. I just had it. Nidhogg. I
Yeah.
want I want PS1 Nidhogg, right? Because Nidhogg had like the 16 the like kind of NES inspired one, and then like the Super NES one that's like kind of really grimy.
Yeah.
And then we need like the PlayStation 1 graphics.
Yeah, we need the PS1 N64 Nidhogg 3 version.
Nidhogg 3.
Right. So like all that to say, Nubby's Number Factory is like reminds me of like I can't remember who. This might have been like Polygon, I think, did a video about this, but it reminds me. It's like a cousin game, where it's like, hey, your cousin has this weird game you've never heard of, and you'll never see again except at their house, and you have no idea where it came from or what it is, but they had it. And this feels like a lost cousin game from like the 90s. So
all right, I just read the like opening sentence of the about me on this game. Welcome to Nubby's Number Factory. Your only job here is to make numbers, so you can make bigger numbers, so you can make even bigger numbers. I'm so fucking sold.
Can I add the second part here? If you don't make big enough numbers fast enough, the sun explodes.
Hell yeah.
It's pretty
no
good.
Pressure.
It's pretty good.
Just real good, So I've been enjoying that. It's fun. Josh, what have you been playing?
So I've been still plinking away at Alan Wake 2, working through that. I think I kind of talked about this a little bit last time, but the ways in which they have modified that game and added stuff to it from the first one, it is a very in-depth game. sometimes a little overwhelmingly so, but thankfully, they do a decent job kind of hand holding you through some of the investigative stuff and the ways that the game allows you to change dynamics and paradigms throughout the game. But just plinking away at that, really enjoying it.
We got to do a spoiler cast on that when you finish it.
I'm still definitely in the more questions than answers phase, because I also know this game is considerably longer than the first one, right? Like, it's like 20, 30 hours versus 10 for the original or something in that ball. Maybe I'm making that up.
I think that sounds about right.
Yeah, so I know I've got a while
according to howlongtobeat.com, that's what it is, yeah.
Okay, so I know I've got a while with it, but really enjoying the story. It's running great on my PC right now. I'm really enjoying that. And then, like Mike, playing a lot of Marvel Rivals still. I have fun with the game until the very end. I've had some challenges.
Well, what do you mean by that, Joe?
Well, I do fundamentally believe that the game in the last few cycles has started to tilt the most valuable player award heavily in support of support. There was a time when you're fine. You used to get a lot of MVPs, and now I get none. And sometimes I'll have the best stats across the board, so many medals, and my lovely co-host here with his Invisible Woman still comes out with the MVP somehow. And it's infuriating. But beyond that, I'm still really enjoying the game. Started to kind of dip toes into competitive. Find myself thinking about strategy and whatnot, about how to place things and really like better myself as a player. So, I think I'm in the. I might come back and retract a previous statement from the first week or so of the Marvel Rivals, but just playing a lot of that, really enjoying it, and that's about it right now.
I want to say I'm normally for a variety of reasons I'm not able to play Marvel Rivals as much as you guys do, but hearing and sometimes seeing the side chat where like Josh apparently like crashes the fuck out because he didn't get not that legendary. He lost, it's because he didn't get MVP. That brings me a sort of deep joy that I can't describe into words adequately.
It's been legendary.
The game made me care, and that's what makes me so mad. The worst one. I had a big crash out last night when we were playing, and I was the ace. I was listed as ace the entire game, both rounds on control. I was crushing it, and then I don't know what happened. Right at the end, Mike got it. His stats didn't get that much better, and they were worse than mine. I don't know what happened. It was me the entire game until it wasn't. Right, I was so mad. I was just offhandedly talking to my wife earlier today about the game session I had last night, and then I just like was thinking about that, and I spoke about it, and I got mad at dinner. Like I was just like, God damn it! I'm good.
I love how the worms are so deep in the brain.
It's bad.
You can't enjoy a meal.
Now, in Josh's defense here, when we first started playing, he was racking them up. Like, it was it would be odd if anybody else got one. And then whatever spigot that was has been shut off completely.
They shut it off. Not only did they shut off the spigot, they pulled it from the wall. It's not there anymore.
Like, I don't think I got that much better at the game, I think I really think it is. This is my estimation. So I've been playing a lot of Invisible Woman, and her kit allows her to pick up like stats outside of like her primary stat, right? Because she's a support, or like a strategist, right? So she heals people. But with like how her stuff is set up, she can block a lot of damage. She can do a good amount of damage as she's like just throwing her projectiles into the crowds, and it's going to hit everybody going in and then coming back. And she can has a lot of tools to confirm or steal, like that. Okay, not steal, confirm is the term I would use. Final hits. Because
Confirm.
if like somebody is running away and they have like to go get a health pack or something or to like fall back, and they've got like 20 HP, I can hit them with like the pull, and it's impossible to miss, and it has a super far range, and pull them back and then bang, one shot and they're done. So she can rack up a lot of like things besides the healing numbers, and I think what my theory here is that um the the more stats you get, or like outside of like your primary stat as like a tank, healer, damage, whatever, I think bumps up your odds as far as like the MVP. Like I basically what I'm saying is like I have a feeling that Invisible Woman is more likely to get an MVP compared to some other characters. Because just Josh, a lot of the things that you do that win the games just don't show up on the score sheet. Doesn't mean they're not important. It's just like it's just like you have a gravity, and like it's like how Steph Curry warps the defense, right? Because of
Yeah.
you can't leave him open, so that makes the rest of
You
his
know.
team better. It doesn't count as an assist,
Stopping
like literally, but it's like
y-
it's
th-
part of the match.
there's not a stat for stopping Scarlet Witch ults, which I get like 7 out of 10 times. So but damn it if there were.
Yeah, I mean, I
The
can
fact
push
that
them
this
away.
very small little thing that they added to the game, just to kind of ego stroke, has stroked egos, Josh's ego so hard, it's affecting him at family dinner time. That's a
That is
sort of like
extremely funny.
psychological.
Yeah, it's bad.
I want Josh to be studied so I know what to do in case I ever get into live service
Like,
publishing games and say like this is what we need to do. We need to
we
fuck them on a level.
last night we were like, okay, we're gonna play until either one of us gets the MVP, and then we get
Okay.
it, and we win the game. It's me.
With worse
Uh,
stats.
and with decent enough stats, okay,
Worse than mine.
Oh, I don't know about we could.
You
I don't know
remem-
where we put the link to the replay code in the comments or something, and just so you
I
can
did see
see
the
the
stat
scoreboard.
I did see the stat sheet that Josh posted when he was hyper pissed. I'm like, yeah, he probably should have gotten MVP.
Yeah.
Like,
I
I was
don't
looking at them
know.
and I'm like, I don't
about
know.
that.
What?
Good
I-
lord.
I
Lord.
also,
Like,
I'm gonna. Some of these may have been marginal, right? It may have been close. We don't know the math on these things. But first past the post system, I
Mike
guess.
is over here putting the thumb very heavily on the scale, saying like, I don't know, I think I earned it.
I swear I don't like specifically try to steal your kills, but now I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to actively like. Do it.
I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna
really-
learn healer just so I can.
Because it's very easy, and you'll obviously get MVPs.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's all you do. If you play
You know,
healer,
it
you
does
get
kind of
MVP.
seem like by default, if it doesn't know who to give MVP to, it's like healer on the winning team, sure.
Yeah.
Unless some
I-
DPS person goes like insane.
Realistically, I do think healer default in like the line order of like who it's going to give it to. The person that actually went out of their way to play support, that's like, yeah, give it to them because they're not actually trying kills. They're trying to keep everyone else alive theoretically.
Yeah,
I can
if
kinda
anything
see-
in
I see
Rivals,
that.
I feel like it's the. You're not wrong. I feel like it's the tanks are like right now are like how I know I'm gonna win or lose a game. Like if we load in, I pick a healer. There's 4 other DPS and then 1 tank that's not one of the big shield ones. I'm like, oh brother, okay.
Yeah.
Tanks make and break the team's ability to like do the objectives. Also,
So-
hey, damage dealers out there. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Hey, go forward. Walk. There's a button on your keyboard, the letter W. Press that. Go forward. I see you have taken 2 shots. Do not
Speaking of
peel off
crashing
that
out.
health kit. Get your ass back on the point. I am healing you. You will be fine. Get your ass back in there. Our tank needs help kind of pushing the
I can do a
damage
lot. I
back,
can't do it
player.
alone though. I mean,
Right,
I
and just
will, but
get
I
your
shouldn't
ass
have
on the
to.
point. Do not run away. I am here with you. I am not like bitch made like these other healers out there. I will follow you to the ends of the earth. I will chase people down and kill them. It's strategist, not healer. You know.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say non-Marvel Rivals related is that, and Josh said we should record this before I make these thoughts. We're in like the golden age right now, due to a variety of different reasons in the game industry, of indie video games, independently made video games. I've been trying to exclusively play them lately, and I've been having absolute effing blast. The game that got me off of the kick of like I'm going to give AAA gaming a little bit of a rest. When I played and beat Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, by the way, great game. Gosh, it's weird that you haven't played it by now. Oh,
Well,
wait, you can't.
I can't.
We don't have to relitigate this, but I was able to play.
Well,
No, okay.
Whenever I get a new GPU, it's there. It's ready. It's ready to go. It's sitting in here. Just it's waiting to be unleashed.
Give them more of your money. Anyways, I like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Another friend, mutual friend, they just beat it today. Like this morning, they texted said, "Finally, I got the ending." I was like, "Okay, give me your thoughts," and we started talking about it. But we both agreed on something, and you're gonna experience this as well. There's way too much padding. Way too much padding in so many giant studio AAA made games nowadays, because everyone is kind of afraid of like they're not meeting the quality time standards of the game, and that is it's getting old. It's getting annoying. A lot of indie games, especially the ones I'm just picking up for like $5 or $10, they're like, no, here's the experience. We made it as tight as we could. Yeah, there might be a tiny bit of padding, but this might be our first game. Like, for the complaints I had for Guns of Fury, that was that studio's first game. I'm not gonna drag them through the ringer for that. Like, you guys did great. You had some padding. If you release a sequel, I'm sure you're gonna tighten it up. That's great. No one remembers Metroid 1 on the NES. No one goes back and plays that. We all go back and play Super Metroid after they've gotten several games under their belt, and they're like, no, wait, we've actually accidentally made one of the best games ever made. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
That type of
Yeah,
thing.
if you want
Like,
to play
let
the
them
original
cook.
Metroid, you go play Zero Mission. So,
Which is phenomenal, and I have the copy of it right over there.
yes, sir.
Great fucking game. So fucking good. I want to play it right now that we're talking about it. But there are so many good indie games right now. I know that it's daunting if you're like looking out there. I do believe the statistic I teach is that there are 1,000 video games released to Steam every single month. So it's really weird to try to sift through and try to pick out which ones you want to play. Here's the real stats. 800 of them are porn games. You can ignore them. Another...
Wow.
Are we sure about
I don't
that?
know if I would say that, Ray, but
I would actually say that. I will go on record and say
yes,
you can
I'm
ignore most
a
porn-based
visual
video
novel
games.
connoisseur on Steam.
It's another thing. Yeah, another 100 of them, visual novel games. Cool. Once you get the porn and the visual novel games out of the way, you got 100 games a month that you could sift through and like, I got $10. Who's getting it today? Hey, you never know. You might pick up a gem. Recent reviews, look at the Steam reviews, or look at the itch.io reviews. It's been great. I've been having a great time. But gentlemen, I brought you all here today to talk about one thing. Very important. All right. In a week and a half from now, Nintendo is going to give a 2-hour direct, supposedly, about what the Nintendo Switch 2 will be. This is the Theory Crafting Podcast. Like taking off the mask. It's a Theory Crafting Podcast.
Oh no!
What is Nintendo? Go ahead, Josh.
I said, oh no.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. So What do we think? What is the sequel of the Switch, one of the most successful video game consoles ever made? What do we think it's going to be? I will open the floor to debate and query.
Now,
There-
what
no
I'm
holds
trying
barred.
to what I'm trying to jump to is what's gonna be what's gonna be the most what's the Nintendo thing about it, right? Because everyone's be like, oh, please just be like an HD console. Please have
The-
normal systems, please. And
No,
it's like
the
you know we're not
the
getting that.
Nintendo
Come
thing that they're
on.
gonna do is that handheld is not gonna have an OLED screen. I swear it should. It's not going to. They're gonna have a regular,
Especially
because
because the Switch Vision didn't
Yeah.
has one.
Yeah, so they're the OLED will come out like 4 years later, but again,
Okay.
I really hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I love being wrong, but yeah, no, I don't think they'll put an OLED in the base model.
I think there's going to
Okay,
be some
okay.
sort of inscrutable app that you have to use for something somewhere. I guess this, the Switch Online, I don't think counts. There has to be a new inscrutable app of some kind. I'm trying to think, like, what's going to be the Nintendo Labo of the Switch 2?
Wow.
Do we think
I
Nintendo's
keep
past,
forgetting
like,
that
it's like
exists.
core, let's just make a goofy thing?
I think
No,
DNA? There's got to be something. Like, what
themselves.
is it?
They cannot. They
Does the
cannot go
vitality
one
sensor
console.
finally materialize?
Can we get the Switch balance board? Is it time?
Oh,
Bring it back.
yeah.
I never liked the Wii balance board. I'm not gonna lie. I had one and I thought it was shit.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I mean, it was a good proof of concept, but again, it was fun.
Legitimately, a Wii Sports HD remaster would kind of go. I'd be kind of on board. I wouldn't hate that.
That exists. That exists on the Switch, and no one cares.
Because they didn't add. It's all right, but they didn't add everything. Like,
Wait, that's a real thing? What the hell?
yeah, Switch. It's
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch Sports. But it didn't have every sport from the first game, which was a mistake.
It definitely didn't sell like the 56 million whatever the hell copies like Wii Sports sold. But then again, Wii Sports was packed in with the Switch.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
no, this looks too. This is. I see what's happening here, and this
Okay.
is something. I'm sure this is fine. This is not Wii Sports.
Okay.
They got to bring back Wii Sports. They know what we want.
Yep. 100.
We want the bowling. We want the boxing against that guy who's fucking insane. That's what we
You mean the
want.
guy that's impossible to beat?
Yeah,
Give me that
guy.
baseball. I want that baseball.
But
Yeah,
is there no baseball in Switch Sports?
No.
Wow. Okay. That's a choice.
Yeah,
But
I
did
know.
it not have bowling either?
It does have bowling.
Okay.
It has
All right.
bowling. It has tennis. It has tennis and badminton, I think.
I mean,
I'm not really one of these people, but prayers to the Silk Song community when they're as they're about to get owned once again for the game not coming out. That shit is not
Okay.
happening, folks. I'm sorry.
incoming nuclear take. I have, and I'm halfway through, and forever halfway through until I visit it again. I don't like Hollow Knight.
I don't care
I've
for it either.
I've played a lot and beaten a lot. Proof of concept, Guns of Fury, Metroidvanias. I love the Metroidvania like genre. I do not like Hollow Knight. I think Hollow Knight takes all the worst aspects of Dark Souls and turns it into a Metroidvania that also like hates you. You don't get a functioning map. Why am I begging for a map?
And why am I
Why
begging
is
for Nintendo to put at least Wi-Fi 6E into the Switch 2? Because, damn it, I know they're only going to put Wi-Fi 5 in it, which is...
It doesn't matter. That does not matter. I find it weird you think that matters so much to anyone but like the hyper nerds.
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah. People, and you know what? People
Bad news,
like to
Buster.
download their games fast. They like when the bar goes... I don't want to... watch 1% sit there for 5 minutes.
I think 5E's fine. That's my personal, maybe like bad take. Maybe it's a cold take.
No, it's bad.
Um,
It's old. It's bad. Get rid of
if
it.
I was to give a weird opinion on okay, I think that they have patented and that they are going to turn one of the or both of the Joy-Cons of the Switch into a mouse function, and I think exactly 3 games are going to use it. Just
There
like
we go.
exactly 3 games use the HD Rumble function to its fullest capability.
That mouse function will be if the Switch 2 has a web browser, it will be used at least 8 times more to search and start a porn video than it will be used in game in any game that
Listen.
is on the Switch 2.
This is even out of my generational gap. I've just read and heard so many memes and stories about it. There is no one that's going to dethrone the king of Nintendo porn browsing versus the Nintendo DS.
Really, the DS.
Many have tried.
It was the Wii. It was the Wii for me,
All
baby.
All have failed.
The
It was the Wii.
having a porn box in my room was amazing, and I could just click. I
Wii
literally
is
could
so
point at a TV.
slow.
Hey, that's why we need Wi-Fi 6E at minimum.
It's
I just
secretly
Can't
Josh-
have buffering while I'm watching my buggering.
I'm trying to.
Love it.
All right, here's the big one. Here is the big one that
Okay.
more than the screen are two questions. One, are the joysticks gonna be Hall effect, or are they gonna go with
Yes.
the shitty regular joysticks that have the drift issue and go bad?
No, I'm putting my flag in the ground right now. They're Hall effect.
Okay.
Hall effect isn't even that hard to manufacture anymore. Like I just a couple days ago, I'm waiting for it to come in the mail. I bought a Hall effect controller, it by 8-Bit Dough.
Yeah.
8-Bit Dough NES Hall effect controller. It was damn cheap. It was less than $40. I think the multi-billion-dollar conglomerate that is Nintendo will just say, "Yeah, okay, we'll just make Hall effect. Who cares?"
See, I don't think.
Now, if they don't, we could come back to this episode, and you could say Ray was catastrophically wrong, and I will be shocked because it's like, okay, I know Nintendo likes to cheap out on hardware sometimes. This is them cheaping. Adding Hall effect at this stage is them cheaping out. It's
Yeah.
not an expensive option.
The other question: what is the launch sale price?
$300. Put my flag in the ground.
What was the Switch?
The Switch, the original.
$300.
No, the Switch was $350. It's $349.99.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that's true or not. I'd have to go through my Amazon account to see how much I actually paid for it. I thought it was $300.
Let's look it up.
Oh nope, you were right. $299.99. You were correct.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like 350 feels like the minimum. I don't know. I don't think we're getting off easy here. That's just me.
Okay, I could see 350. I could see 350. I would be comfortable saying 300. Because I don't. Based on literally nothing.
They've waited
besides that
so
2-minute
long to
video.
make it.
Yeah,
Right?
like it's not using hyper advanced tech. I don't expect this to be a PS5 in my hand. I expect this to be like a PS4 in my hand. And when I bought a PS4 back in oh my gosh, when I bought a PS4 back in 2016, it was $250. So I can't imagine that this is like that much more.
Well, so the other thing with this is like when the Switch 1 was launched, there was nothing else like it on the market.
Sure.
Now
That's a
we
good point.
we have the Steam Deck, we have the Legion, we have the ROG Ally, we have everything from oh my god, what's that company called? But I mean, there are hundreds of different handhelds that you can get at different price points. So like, you can get a used Steam Deck, you can get a new Steam Deck from like $450 to $650 depending on which version you're going for. So like, you can't. I almost feel like Nintendo can't price it too high because again they're coming into a much more saturated market, and I just don't think that the hype for the Switch 2 is going to be anywhere near what the Switch 1 was. Like, it's not that it's not going to sell, but they can't just be like, oh, we're Nintendo and this is our market, just pay us whatever we want. Like, they do have to
Actually,
I see that.
I want to like push back on that slightly. The type of person that buys a Nintendo Switch doesn't know a Steam Deck exists. Like, the type of person that's going to go out and buy, like, we'll say a Switch 2, not Switch 2, my apologies, Switch Lite, and they're like, oh, there's a new Switch out. I just want to play the thing that's going to play the Mario and the Zelda, and if they're maybe a little bit of a nerd, a little bit of a Metroid, I'm poking fun at myself here. That person's going to see, like, we'll bump it up a little bit more, Mike. That person's going to see a $400 price point, and they're going to say, yeah, whatever, sure. It's less than a PS5. I think that's the upper cap. I think $350 is the fair price. I think $300 is the hopeful price. I think $400 is Nintendo has decided to make some money off of this thing. That's
now that we keep saying 400 feels hot. It might be 400 after
tariffs.
After tariffs.
Yeah.
Great.
Very good in there, folks.
Yeah, no, I would be very disappointed if unless like you have a Hall Effect Joy sensor, you have fast Wi-Fi, you have an OLED screen, you have a massive battery in that thing. I would be very disappointed if the Switch 2 was $400 or they were like, what? Actually, we didn't go with the Tegra 2. We went with the Tegra 3. They went with an even more modern chipset. Like, because the Switch 2 is already outdated. It just is. It's already outdated tech, and for them to charge more than $400, honestly, to charge more than $350 for it would feel really grimy.
It'll be $400, but $350 if you download the Inscrutable app. Whatever that may be.
Yep.
A software side, I guess.
Okay.
There was Ray. I think this is just I've been spinning in my mind here. Because you're like, there's some kind of mouse function that has been like gestured at, right? So what's the game that's like? What's the 1-2 switch of the Switch mouse?
Jesus.
Is it a real-time strategy game?
Yeah, it's like Civilization 6.
Right.
It's like Civ 6. That's my guess.
It's Mario. It's Mushroom Kingdom Civilization.
I can't wait.
What's that? No. What's that game that Ubisoft made? It's like Mario Battle, something like that. This is such a shame.
The rabbit, like the rabbits
one. The rabbits.
Yeah.
Mario Kingdom. Mario Kingdom.
Is it an RTS of that?
Yeah, that's like
that
an
you play
XCOM
with the
game,
mouse,
but it uses Mario. Yeah. I can see that using the mouse as like an option.
Here's what it's going to be to capitalize on the Prime 4 launch. They're going to re-release Other M, but instead of pointing your Joy-Con at the screen to fire the missile, you have to put it on the desk and use a mouse to fire your missiles in Other M. That's there it is.
God,
well, listen, hasn't Sakamoto suffered enough? Okay, why do you gotta keep dragging this man?
Controversies used to be fun,
right?
They used this. Children, sit down. When I tell you of a time of when a game was bad before Gamergate, the thing that legitimately might have ruined the West, as far as like a concept where children can go and not have. And not get measles, but we won't get into that.
Okay.
Just a real long string of dominoes there, everybody. You go read several books, you'll figure it out.
God, Other M was so
But
fucking
yeah, it
bad.
used to be just like a game would be bad, and then everyone would be like, "Damn, this game sucks," and that was just it. We just kind of had fun with that. There was no other agenda, no like
Other than
doxing of
LOL,
people,
they made it bad.
other than just like, "Oh, brother." It was great. It was such a simpler time in so many ways, but
I still sometimes think about Other M and how much I want to dunk on it more than I did. I don't think I've dunked on it enough.
I don't think we have.
I
I
hear
don't.
that-
I truly don't think we have. It was really bad.
That's one of
And
one of
somebody,
those
some
classic,
I don't
this
remember.
game is
Somebody
bad.
tried to tell me that like, oh, if you you take this thing out, like it's actually not. Somebody tried to tell me that it wasn't that bad, and I was like, excuse me, that your opinion is terrible. Please never speak again. It was bad.
I have a YouTuber. I have a love-hate relationship with it, mostly hate. It's Movie Bob. Who
oh,
Good
who has
God.
repeatedly for the last like I think 15 years,
yeah, uh-huh.
he has said that Metroid Other M is legitimately the best Metroid game in the series.
No.
Because-
His opinions on everything else are invalid. It's no. Everything he thinks is stupid. That's genuinely indefensible. Genuinely
Is it?
indefensible.
I sometimes think he has an opinion for the clicks because it's one of those opinions that like normally I'm like, do whatever you want to do, you like your thing, it's whatever, but when someone says like, "No, Metroid Other M is better than Metroid Prime," like something in me breaks. Like something what? Well, you said that out loud?
Yeah,
You
because
didn't
they're
enter
broken.
on
You
that?
tell me the game the game with the Chozo ghosts is the worst one? Is that what you're telling me? Huh?
It's
What
the-
is that? What I'm hearing? That's
yeah,
crazy.
no, that's bad.
I want to
Bait used
like,
to be
get into the
believable,
head.
you know. That's the whole thing
Yes.
of being a master baiter, is
Yeah,
that
I
it has to
have-
be believable.
100.
Mike, I've been resisting the urge for the past 2 weeks because I have this saved at my phone. I've just been waiting for it. It's a picture of Vegetto in like a $5,000 suit smoking a cigarette saying like bait used to be believable. And I've just been
It
waiting
is.
to drop that on you for 2 weeks.
Man, the pre-ordered meme reaction is crazy.
Locked and loaded.
Anyways, Metroid Prime 4, Switch 2, or does it come out on Switch and there's a quote-unquote enhanced edition on Switch 2? Are they going to pull a Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for Switch 2, but with Metroid?
I think I think it releases on both. I think they wait to release Prime 4 for the Switch launch, and then it releases simultaneously on both platforms.
Yeah, so
I,
basically like Breath of the Wild. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you're good. I know that they showed like hints of footage of a Mario Kart game. I have to bet that is probably because like they made a crap ton of maps for Mario Kart 8 for the Switch, and but that was like a Wii U game, if I'm remembering
was.
correctly
Yeah,
initially. So
You're right,
like,
yeah.
when did that first come out? This is
I
gonna
think
be
it was
like
just.
this is
I think it
gonna
was
hit
just.
me like
I think it was a Wii game.
No, Mario Kart 8 was a Wii U game.
Was
I
it?
actually
Wii
have it
U,
on
yeah.
Switch.
I,
think
I'm
it's
gonna get. I'm gonna
phenomenal
look up the
Switch. I
release date
love
of this,
it.
and it's gonna hit me like a truck. 2014. Oh,
Yeah.
It's 11 years
Yeah,
old.
yeah.
God. Mario Kart 8 is
That's
so
what-
good.
It is.
What- that's
Did
like
you
the-
know it is the
Like a perfect game.
It
It's so
really
good.
is.
it is
The
the
music,
best-selling game
oh.
on the Switch. So them releasing a Mario
Good.
Kart 9 on Switch 2, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
That feels
do that.
like that feels like the flagship launch is like the first new
Yeah.
Mario Kart, true new Mario Kart in 10 years.
Mike, I want to do this for you. 1
Otogi
year
3.
from- No,
Oh, sorry, what?
1 year from now, or at least 1 year after the Switch 2 launch, Mario Odyssey 2. It's even better.
It does feel like that's kind of what I've been thinking too. Is like before they
It's
showed
time.
Mario Kart footage, I was
Mhm.
like, like as far as like the cycle of these things, like we have Prime 4, we have Tears of the Kingdom already. That already happened. We don't have to, relitigate that. As
Yeah.
a person who loved that game. Um,
Mhm.
the of like the big ones like mainline Mario does feel like they had that like Super Mario Bros. Wonder, but that's more of like a 2D kind of game. It does feel like a 3D Mario is kind of like getting up there in the rotation. So if
It's time.
if that's not a launch game, I bet that is like
Year one.
one of the like
Yeah.
kind of big title for end of next year or something.
Josh, how would you feel if one day it's like near Christmas, you get a box in the mail and you open it and it's just like a stuffed bokoblin with a fire stick?
I'd throw that bokoblin into a fucking fire.
Did you ever beat
No.
that game? Did
No,
you
I
ever
abandoned
beat
it.
No, you DNF'd Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't having fun with it. My wife lost interest. We kind of stopped playing. So yeah, it's done, and it's been so long. I don't foresee us getting back into it. So it's just
I like Tears of the Kingdom. As a matter of fact, a part of me actually loves it. I cannot wait until my son is old enough to play it because that sounds like the perfect game for like a little kid to play. Like I really do mean it when I said that on that podcast like well over a year ago. I felt like if I played this game when I was 8 years old, this would have been my favorite game of all time. It's because of like
Yeah.
Link making a little car go. Yeah, it's so fun, phenomenal. But as an adult, oh, it drags, and I can't wait for the next Zelda game to never return to that version of Hyrule. Like that map is done. Don't do it again.
I'm ready
please.
for crazy Zelda. Okay, not too crazy. Wait. Nintendo, not that one. Step
Not that
back.
one.
10% less.
Do not make me swing vertically or swing horizontally. No. We're not doing that again. Hold on.
Skyward Sword.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah,
Nuh-uh, not that. Okay, roll it back just
Yeah,
a touch.
if you make me pick up another fucking wheel to try and make a contraption to like solve a puzzle, no, miss me with that shit.
Actually, I like that.
Give me back to like. Give me
Nintendo,
back to
don't
just a
look at me like
radical
that.
scene change. Like, give me the Wind Waker Legacy sequel.
What about Majora's Mask, where everything got all weird and trippy, and you don't know if Link is actually dead or not? I don't know.
Yeah, I want something. Give me something weird.
Yeah.
I like that.
But we got safe recently with Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom, which I beat, and that was very cute. I think it's a very cute video.
That's the one you play as Zelda, right?
Yeah. It's, the best thing I could say about it is very cute, and it's I'm glad I beat it once. I don't think I'm gonna play it again. That sort of thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Any other titles, or while on the software that we think is like a launch title? I was listening to Jeff Gershman like the other day, and he said one of the latest Call of Duties is going to be a launch title. I don't know about that. I think that's swinging for the fences.
I can see it. I can see
They
it.
probably have especially because Call of Duty has like that. It's so crazy. Like they have it's like a whole like hub now. Like it's its own like you
Yeah.
just boot
You have-
Call of Duty.
You have the Call of Duty launcher.
Right. So
Mhm.
it's this whole entire own universe thing. So like that thing is probably on the Switch in some way. I see that.
Okay. I will ask, what is your swing for the fences launch title? Like, you didn't expect Nintendo to throw this out there, but here it is. The Metroid fans are satisfied. We
Oh.
know Metroid Prime 4 is a lock,
We eaten.
so
We eaten.
we don't have to guess that.
What would I say? Ooh, this is a good question. Ooh, I'm trying to
And then
think.
just
Like,
drops it. Says, by the way, this game, you can play this wherever you're traveling as long as you got some battery life.
what would be? Yeah, like, what's the? I don't know. This is This is a good one. I'm trying to think of like what would be like what's the surprise third party thing that this has?
See, I was gonna go.
Uh,
Pikmin, a new Pikmin game. Just boom. Oh, hey, here it is.
Really?
I don't know. It
Okay,
it just
okay.
feels that. I mean, I almost my knee jerk was to say Smash. I'm like, that's wild. That ain't happening. So
Yeah.
I'm dialing it back 10%.
I'm going to like interject real quick. Smash Ultimate, I have well north of 400 hours in it. I don't want them to make any more Smash games. I'm I'm gonna be that weirdo that says like, no, if Sakurai ain't working on it, I don't want it. It's done. It's over.
Yeah.
Move
When
on.
do they, the funniest possible pivot for Smash would be is like if they turned it into like a regular fighting game and they're like, look, Smash
You
is finally a
you
fighting game.
you
No,
freaks have been
completely
bitching about this for 25 years. Finally, we did it. Here it is. Do your
There's a health bar.
do the quarter circle punch for Mario to throw his fireball. You fucking losers.
Just
I
like,
would hate
and they
that
could like, this is the
so
first time that Smash Bros has been a fighting game. It is now no longer a party game, and just completely like the civil war unleashed onto the fighting game community, just like completely unbeknownst by Nintendo, and like,
That
Smash fans have it hard enough. Like it's
genuinely
hard
that
enough
might
to keep
spark
that
an
game
actual
amiibo.
civil war. That
think
like
of the
there might
Brawlhalla
be
fans.
fighting.
They're out here like struggling.
There might be conflict.
Yeah, I'm gonna give my guess of like Nintendo just like out of nowhere says like, yeah, this is on the Switch. Go with your deity. Elden Ring. There's like, yeah, F it, Elden Ring on Switch,
That's a
and
good one.
that might make me double dip and buy Elden Ring again.
No, if that's where the Bloodborne remaster shows,
Is
that
that
would
your
be
pick?
that would be that's absolutely not going to happen. But like that cosmically would be the funniest place for the Bloodborne remastered to only be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That it's been 11 years. What's going on?
The game's already done.
Okay, I can explain like
How many
real quick.
can we fucking
I can
count
explain
how
real
many
quick.
on can you count how many fucking remakes and remasters they've done of the most boring franchise, The Last of Us?
So,
You've got
yeah.
count the HD remakes, the remasters, count the remakes, and Bloodborne is at the zero of that. That's so
The
crazy.
reason for that is
I don't care. I'm
Sony.
hating. Shut up.
Mark's like, no, it doesn't matter. Make it
I'm
happen.
sure you have a perfectly valid reason. You're that's your role on this podcast is to deliver accurate and factual information. I'm here to
And
tell you, I don't care.
Mike's role is to disregard it and say fuck that noise.
Fuck them.
Okay.
The publisher.
Go ahead.
Oh, shut up. Okay, how about that? How about you publish a fucking the thing everybody wants? Put it on the goddamn computer like we're all begging for.
Publish this.
Josh, I'm gonna put you into a corner. Boom. Switch 2. The unlikely game that would actually move units. What is it gonna be? I'm saying Elden Ring. Mike is still thinking about it. What do you think?
Oh, I'm gonna say a Metal Gear thing actually.
Ooh, okay. Which one?
Maybe some of the, because I think they did that. They're doing like those collections. I feel like I remember.
yeah. That's not out
So
yet.
that probably comes over. I bet Metal Gear like Delta, the Snake Eater remake is gonna be on there.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. All
We're
right.
swinging big swings, but
That's a big swing. Yeah, that's huge. Okay. All right. All right.
Halo
Josh,
Infinite.
go for it. You serious?
Yeah.
Microsoft is
All right.
thirsty.
Microsoft decides like, yep, this is our introduction to how we're transitioning out of the console space. Halo on Nintendo.
Yeah, call him Gil from The Simpsons, Spencer. You know.
I mean,
this is
they-
actually, like,
Jeez.
They talked about, Phil Spencer talked about Game Pass on the Switch 5 years ago. I think it's gonna happen. We're gonna be getting Game Pass on some streaming TVs here soon. Like, they just want their games in front of people. They don't care where it's at. They just want you to be playing their games. So I think we see Halo on the Switch too. I think we see it. I think we see John Halo fucking kicking Mr. Elite Man on the Switch too.
I want to say that I love this take, not because it's a bad or controversial take. If when this happens, I now want this to happen. If when this happens, I want to be around a social media account to vamp off of the energy that will happen when this gets announced.
The tweets
'Cause
will
if
be
you've
good.
never met- If you've never met an Xbox, like a present-day Xbox fanboy, they're way more insufferable than any Nintendo fanboy you will ever meet.
They'll be so mad about it.
Imagine being like a Mavericks fan, but video games for like forever. Post Luca trade, to be
Right.
clear. That is the life of Luca gets traded every day if you're an Xbox. That's how it boils down to. I'm sorry, not to be a hater. I am a hater though.
Oh my God.
I don't apologize for that. Never mind.
Master Chief launching on Switch 2, like seeing Master Chief's face on the Switch 2, I think I would buy the game just
That's
for
a good
like
one.
the
Like, think of,
hilarious
honestly, like,
concept alone.
just think about
Just
the
set the
direct.
boot
Think
screen,
about the
just,
direct. Like, I can just see it in the direct right now. All of a sudden, like, John Halo's helmet just comes into view, and he picks it up, and he's like, "We're
No,
going
even
it."
better. Doug Bowser is on stage and says, "By the way, we have one more game for you." Like he pulls a Reggie Fils-Aimé, the screen
I'm
goes
Doug
black.
Halo.
Doug Halo. Yeah, you hear the sound of the male choral singer, and then you just see a plasma sword light up the screen. Boom!
People
Tim
Halo
Dog is
Wars
freaking
2.
out.
You play it with the mouse now.
Yeah.
Halo Wars 3. Halo
yeah,
was
there you go.
No. Oh no.
Remaster collection of 1 and 2 with 3 coming soon. There it
Oh
is.
my God.
Honestly, I like that. I love that idea. They announce Halo Infinite, and they say, by the way, Master Chief Collection is also on Switch. That's not impossible at all. I would fucking love that. That's not even a meme. I would buy it. I would absolutely play Halo 2 on the Switch.
This is gonna be awkward. Actually, now that I think about this, does Destiny show up on the Switch too?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't. No, I don't know what Bungie's doing lately, but
That would
I don't think
be.
that-
I
feel like
wouldn't.
they've got too much on their plate right
I
now
wouldn't be
with
surprised if like they
destroying the
tried to
company
get
and whatnot.
Destiny 3 onto the Switch, but I don't think you see Destiny 2 on there.
I don't even think Destiny 3, if that's a thing, ever comes to Switch. Like, I don't.
Marathon,
This is not
I
me.
guess.
I'm not
Might-
trying to be a hater
Yeah.
on Bungie, but I just don't think they care.
Yeah.
Like we get enough players on like the quote unquote core console group, even though there are more Switches
Yeah,
out in the world.
the social
these
aspect of
plastic
that game is so
combined.
important, and the Switch just doesn't have that kind of infrastructure, so they probably just don't bother.
Yeah. Hot swapping DPS items on a Switch 2 seems like a thumbs down time.
But honestly, like, think about, I would say, like, it would be nice if you were, like, playing in handheld mode and you could just, like, tap shit with your finger. Like, it was touchscreenable. Like, that would be nice, but ain't happening.
Nah. You could get the if you are looking for that touchscreen experience, you could get that really stupid like $200 like PS5 portable type of thing. That like screen thing that isn't really like a device, it's more of like a Wi-Fi enabled device.
Oh yeah.
You can get that if you have a PS5.
That thing
I'm-
sold
I'm
really
not-
well. Like,
I keep hearing that, and I don't see I've never seen the numbers to back that claim up. I just keep reading like, it sells better than expected, and it's like, what was your expectations?
I mean,
I'm gonna look
honestly,
at the
it's basically the way to make your PS5 into a Wii U. Like, it's essentially like they made the PS5 into a Wii U, just at, post release. Like, sometimes you want to play your big TV games somewhere else, and you want to go sit on the porch, you want to sit in the sunroom, you want to go lay in bed, but you can't take your PS5. Honestly, it's not a bad idea. It's priced pretty decently. Yes, you can't take it on the go, but like, whatever. I mean, if you like it, you like it. It's a good option for people who want multiple ways to play their games. But
I think there's a use case for it. I really do. I've just never thought of myself in that use case, so I don't see the vision of it.
yeah,
Like, I have a Wii U, and I could tell you how many times on one hand, how many times I've actually disconnected the Wii U, like, screen and like walked out of the room with it. And by the way, it works like shit whenever you actually try to do that. Like, Nintendo's is still like a false bill of goods. The Wii U never worked as advertised.
well, yeah. Again,
Like,
that was they were on they. I don't even think there was
What?
a Wi-Fi connection between those. That was some proprietary.
I think that was a radio connection.
Yeah, it was definitely a proprietary radio connection.
Oh, I should actually mention this before we wrap here. I don't know because we're probably getting close. One, Bobby Kotick is filing a defamation suit against Gizmodo and Kotaku. Worst of luck, Bobby.
Yeah, I saw
Um,
this.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's filing a
Why?
defamation suit because they had some articles about his potential interest in buying TikTok a while ago, and so he's saying they defamed him. One, buddy, come on.
Okay.
We'd said our goodbyes. Go away. And two, this is again, just a bigger trend of very wealthy people trying to sue media to stop saying things that they don't like. So, hopefully they can fight this, and fuck Bobby Kotick still.
The important thing is he's definitely not in Epstein's black book.
100%.
He's definitely not there.
And quick shout out to I know this is something we're all very passionate about, especially you, Ray, but the United Video Game Workers Union launched at GDC this year in partnership with the CWA. So the first representative union for video game industry folks out there at GDC. Pretty amazing, taking on stuff around layoffs and workers treatment. So we love to see it. If you have the opportunity to unionize, you should. And
Yes, always. It's really good to see, because currently the unions that have been being formed in the game industry, they've been just being riders on the CWA. They haven't formed their own, so they're being an actual branch of no, there is a split branch. There is a separate one. It is just for video game devs and employees. So it's that's super cool. That's great. Absolute maximum support.
Well, and it's also good when you have unions that go it's one thing to unionize as a studio. It's another thing to unionize as an industry. And that's huge too. The bigger the collective is, the more bargaining power, because a lot of things of hiring practices, firing practices, things that go across the industry, it's hard to impact when you're only talking to the studio. When you're going across the industry and saying hey, these kinds of hiring practices can't be allowed, these kinds of things need to be happening when you are laying somebody off, that sort of collective is just so huge. So it's really awesome to see the momentum growing and giving folks in the industry a ability to join something that is industry wide, that hey, I'm it's similar to like you're gonna have the studios that are union shops, and you're gonna have the ones that aren't. And you know when you are part of the union and you're going to the union shop, you're gonna expect a certain wage. You're gonna have certain treatment. Like it's that can only be a positive. So I wish them the best of luck. You know, if you're in the industry and you get the opportunity to join, just do it. Like it's only gonna help.
Absolutely.
It's only gonna help folks, and the bigger it gets, the more the better it is.
Anyone that tries to talk you out of it is a cop and should not be trusted.
Yep, 100%.
There you go.
But you know what you should
But
trust?
I was waiting for the
There
segue.
you
I
go.
was waiting
Sorry,
for it. I'm like, how's he going to segue out of this?
Everything you see at unscriptedgaming.com. That's where you find links to all of our various shows. As Ray said, we have movie shows, we have TV shows, we have shows about random stuff. We do lots here at unscriptedgaming.com. You can find us on Facebook at Unscript Game Podcast for some socials update. We're on Blue Sky at unscript_gaming. We're also, we've abandoned X. I need to change that banner up there. Audio versions of all of our podcasts on soundcloud.com/unscripted-gaming. We are on all the major podcatchers, and you can find video versions of us on YouTube. Just look up Unscripted Gaming 2.0. Also, you have any comments, write us at mailbag@unscriptedgaming.com. Thanks for listening. My name is Josh.
My name is Mike.
My name is Ray. Go buy my book on Amazon. Just look up Ray Hazlett. You'll find it.
Oh, hey, can I add one more tiny thing? I don't know when we're going to record this, but we've got a Josh and I probably need to, maybe Ray if you want to. I think we got a Nosferatu podcast we got.
Coming soon.
We
Yeah,
need
yeah.
to talk about the vampire. Nosferatu.
That
Yes,
thing
yes.
was swinging. Peace.
Peace.